Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I just wanted to share with you 5 recipes that I make quite a bit that take a lot of them 5 minutes or less to throw together. Some of them take just a little bit longer. I hope you guys find this video helpful, and if you like this kind of a thing, please give me a thumbs up and let me know in the comments if you would like to see a follow-up video to this one with either more crock pot recipes, or you can see my Instant Pot behind me. I can also do another video like this where I talk about some super simple Instant Pot recipes as well. So let me know if you'd like to see that, and let's get into it. So the first meal that I'm going to be making this week is a chicken and mixed vegetable curry type dish. So this is the, it's like a simmer sauce or slow cooker sauce. This is the one that I'm using. It's a coconut curry korma sauce. But if you didn't want to use that one, you can also buy, they make these in all different kind of flavors. They make all different Indian spices. You can find like Campbell's makes slow cooker sauces with like chicken marsala or barbecue and things like that. So if curry isn't your thing, just pick up a different flavor and you can achieve the exact same thing with a different flavor slow cooker sauce. So the only other things that I'm going to need for this recipe are just some boneless, skinless chicken breasts. These are just 3 chicken breasts, and I find that this makes plenty for my family of 4, and then some leftover for lunches. And then you're also going to need a bag of frozen mixed veggies. All right, so basically all I'm going to do is take my chicken and put it in the bottom of the crock pot. And now I'm going to add the simmer sauce. Okay, so I just put the chicken and the simmer sauce in there. I put it on low. It's about 10 o'clock right now, and it's gonna go for about 6 to 8 hours. Okay, so it's been about 6 hours since I put this chicken in, so I'm just gonna take 2 forks and shred that up and then add my frozen mixed veggies. All right, just shredded my chicken and I put the mixed veggies in there, and I'm gonna let it go for at least another 30 minutes. Could be up to an hour. It just kind of depends on when William gets home from work, but at least that way the veggies didn't get too mushy.
Andy?
Why, do you like it?
You do it fast?
Is it good?
No hot.
It's not hot, but is it yummy? What do you think, Liam?
Oh.
How is it?
Okay.
Good? Mmm. Good morning. So I'm getting today's crockpot meal ready. Tonight we're having steak fajitas. So what you're gonna need for this are 2 sirloin steaks, or whatever kind of steak you prefer. You could even do like a skirt steak or a flank steak. You'll also need a small red onion, some peppers, and then lastly, just some fajita skillet sauce. I really like this Frontera brand skillet sauce. It's chipotle and lime. It's not spicy. Around 30 minutes or so ago, I actually took the steaks out of the package and I salt and peppered them. I put them on a plate and I stuck them in the freezer for between 30 and 45 minutes, not to where they're completely frozen, but just so that they're frozen enough to make it a little bit easier for me to cut them into strips. So I'm gonna go ahead and chop up these peppers and this onion, get those into the crock pot, and then I'm gonna chop up my steak. All right, just got all my veggies chopped up, so I'm gonna throw these into the crock pot, and now I'm gonna get started on the steak. All right, so my kids are currently begging for food right now. It's not even 5 o'clock, but they're over there like sitting at the table ready to eat. So it's time for me to check on these fajitas, and I figured I should show you guys how it turned out. This looks so good. I actually have to be really careful as I am stirring this because the meat is so tender. It's literally falling apart. So that is always a good sign with a crock pot meal, but this looks and smells so yummy. The finished products. Still waiting on Daddy to come home, but these are looking pretty good. What do you say, kids? What do you say? Is it good?
Nice.
Yes. What do you say, Baba?
That's
Pretty good?
Bobby's.
It's been a crazy morning. I almost forgot to vlog my recipe for today, but this is the easiest recipe in the entire world. Today happens to be Monday, and Mondays are always crazy around here, but this is literally the easiest recipe ever. We're having sausage, peppers, and onions in the slow cooker. This is something you can just leave all day. I usually just serve mine over rice. I make a big batch of rice on the weekends as part of my meal prep, and I'll just heat some of that up with mine, but usually William and the kids will eat theirs with bread. So I've got a jar of marinara sauce. I also have I sliced a yellow onion and then a green bell pepper. You could do any color pepper that you like. You can leave out the onion, more peppers, whatever you want to do is totally fine. You can throw in mushrooms at the end if you like. And then just a package of sweet Italian sausage. Okay guys, so here is my crock pot right now. I threw the peppers and onions in the bottom. Just mix those up with my hands to distribute them evenly. Then I put my sausages, a little bit of salt and pepper, and now I'm just going to pour the sauce over the top. I'm not going to stir it up or anything right now. I'm just going to kind of let it roll. I'll stir it up a little bit when I go to serve it. All right, so I just got that in the crock pot. It's on low. It's gonna go until I get it out because I'm not sure when dinner's gonna happen today because I have a really busy day coming up. But I will say that when I serve this, I usually take out the sausage and slice it at a diagonal in little like half-inch slices just because it's easier on my kids to eat. It's easier for me to eat when I'm serving this over rice. Even if you're making sandwiches or hoagies out of it, sometimes it's a little bit easier to eat if you cut it, but that's totally up to you. You can totally skip that step, but I just wanted to mention if you see me with the finished product in the next clip and it's cut up, I just did that one last step at the very end when it's all done. Hey guys, so this recipe is actually a recipe that I have never made before in the slow cooker, but I realized when I was thinking of recipes for the week and to make this video, I didn't have any like pasta recipes, so I decided to throw this one in there. It's one that I found on Pinterest and it looks really, really good. It combines some of my favorite flavors, which is pesto and pasta and mozzarella cheese, so you can't go wrong there. Alrighty, so I got my chicken thighs. You know me, I love my chicken thighs. They are cheaper than chicken breast, and I love how they cook a little bit better than chicken breast. So I've got my chicken thighs in the crock pot. It just looks like a big ball of chicken thighs right now because they're actually still frozen, which is totally fine. You can put them in the crock pot while they're frozen. So these are my chicken thighs. It's about a pound and a half, and I just put some salt and pepper on top. So this is the pesto sauce that I'm using. You can use any jarred pesto that you prefer. This is the one I'm using. You're also gonna need some Parmesan cheese. I just used this cheapo sprinkle cheese from Aldi, which is totally fine. You'll also need some pasta of whatever type that you prefer. This is just gluten-free fusilli pasta. I like the fusilli, the spiral pasta. You can use whatever pasta you like. You're also gonna need, excuse my mess, you're also gonna need some fresh mozzarella. You don't have to use fresh mozzarella, you can use shredded. I just love the taste of fresh mozzarella, so I am using this one. You will also need some butter. Kerrygold is the best butter in the entire world. And then you will need a lemon. I've already sliced mine. You just need the juice of one lemon. Okay, so now my chicken is in the crock pot, salt and peppered. I'm gonna dump in my pesto sauce first. And I'm just gonna take a wooden spoon and just kind of spread this around a little bit. As I mentioned, my chicken is frozen, even though I took it out of the freezer 2 days ago and put it in the refrigerator. It's still frozen solid, which is fine. It's still gonna taste good and it'll cook up just fine. But I just wanna make sure the chicken is coated in the pesto. This smells so good already. So now I'm just gonna slice up my butter. It's gonna be around 1/4 cup of butter. I'm just gonna make some thin slices and put it over top of my chicken. So I have my butter on my chicken, and the last thing I'm gonna do before I turn this on is add my lemon juice. So it's just the juice of 1 lemon, and I'm gonna squeeze it over top of my chicken and then put the lid on, turn it on low, and it's gonna cook on low for 6 to 7 hours. I just went ahead and shredded up all of the chicken, so this is what it looks like now. So I shredded up all the chicken and I just put it back in with the pesto, and it smells amazing. So now as soon as I grab my pasta out of the fridge, I'm gonna dump in my pre-cooked pasta noodles, some mozzarella cheese, and I'm gonna mix that all together. And then I'm gonna throw in my fresh mozzarella, which I actually cubed up already. This is my mozzarella. I just cut it in little like 1/2-inch cubes, doesn't have to be perfect. All right, I just dumped in my pasta and my Parmesan cheese. If I had to guess on the cheese, I would say about 1/4 cup, but there's no exact science to it. I just kind of go by taste. If you feel like it needs more, add more. So I'm gonna show you what this looks like at this stage. So I've got my pasta and my cheese, and now you can hear my kids in the monitor. They are upstairs eagerly awaiting dinner. So now I'm gonna toss in the mozzarella, just right on top. So this is where we're at so far. It's about 4:45. And we normally eat around 5 o'clock. I'm just gonna put the lid back on for about 15 or so minutes until we're ready to eat, and just let that mozzarella cheese melt and get nice and gooey in with the pasta. And when I serve this, I will show you guys, as I've been doing, I'll show you guys what it looks like when we're about to eat. Yum. This looks so yummy. What do you think, Wyatt? Is it good? Yeah?
Yeah.
It's a winner. Winner, winner, chicken, pasta, pesto dinner, huh?
It's pot dinner.
Pasta dinner, that's right. Good. The last crock-pot meal of the week is actually one that you don't have to mess around with. You don't have to make any other side dishes. This is a one-stop shop, and this is one of my favorite crock-pot meals, and it's chicken with veggies and stuffing, and you literally just throw everything in the crock-pot and then serve it when you're done. What you're going to need for this is some baby carrots, as well as some green beans or whatever kind of veggies that you typically like to have, and also about 1.5 pounds of chicken. I'm using boneless, skinless chicken thighs. You can also use boneless, skinless chicken breasts. I would just use about 3 to 4 chicken breasts for this, for 4 to 6 people. You'll also need a box of stuffing mix. I'm using the Live G-Free brand from Aldi. This is gluten-free. You'll also need about 1/3 to 3/4 cup of chicken broth, some sour cream. You'll need about 1 cup of sour cream. I'm personally using Greek yogurt. It keeps this recipe a little on the healthier side, and it doesn't taste any different, so I just prefer to use Greek yogurt. And then you'll need a can of cream of chicken soup, and then just some salt and pepper for seasoning. And I'm gonna keep the chicken all to like one side of my crock pot so that I keep the veggies a little bit separate. You can throw the veggies on top once you've mixed up your stuffing and everything. It's just up to personal preference, whatever you prefer. So now I'm gonna throw the carrots in on the other side. And I have some frozen green beans. If you want to do fresh green beans, you could throw them right in. I just don't want mine to get too soggy, so I'll probably throw those in at the very end. I'm just gonna throw a little salt and pepper on top of the chicken and the veggies just to season it up before we add the rest of the ingredients. So this is what it looks like right now. As you can see, I just, like I said, put the carrots on one side, chicken on the other side, little salt and pepper, and that is step 1. So now to make the stuffing mixture, I'm gonna throw the stuffing mix and all of my wet ingredients into a bowl and just mix it up a little bit. Just start out with about 1/3 cup of the chicken broth and see how the consistency is. If it's a little too dry, then you can add a little bit more, but just start out with a small amount, like 1/3 of a cup, and see how that goes. And then you can always add additional liquid to it as it's cooking if you think it's a little dry, or if you think it's a little bit dry before you throw it in, you can just add as much as you'd like. So this is about the consistency you want it to look like before you throw it in. You know, it's a thick mixture, but it's not too thick, not too watery. And there will be more juices released from this when it cooks, so you don't want it to be too soupy right now. You can always add more in before you serve it if you think it's a little bit too dry. Okay, so now I'm gonna just put the stuffing mixture on top of the half of my crock pot that has the chicken. And if you are like me and you are someone that you like your stuffing a little bit, I don't want to say crispy, but like a little bit more dry, on the drier side, then you can just take the lid off of your crock pot for the last like 20 to 30 minutes or so of the cooking time, and that will allow it to get sort of a nice like crust almost on top and give you that nice like chewy texture that some of us really enjoy, like myself. And lastly, I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit more salt and pepper on top of this stuffing. It's always good to season as you go. All right, and that is what it looks like as it's going in the crock pot. So it's about 10:30 here right now as I'm filming this. So I'm gonna leave mine on low for 6 to 7 hours. This is the same kind of thing as every other crock pot recipe though. If you want to do it on high for 3 to 4 hours, you can totally do it that way too. Okay, so it is almost 5 o'clock. The hair has gone up. I am done working, at least for right now. I'm in full-blown mommy mode. The kids are here watching TV with me. I'm just waiting on William to get home, but I figured I would take the lid off and check on this. About 45 minutes ago, I threw the green beans in like I mentioned earlier in this clip. You don't have to do it that way. You can just add everything in at once, but I just took the lid off about 10 minutes ago, and I'm just letting my stuffing kind of crisp up on the tops and get a little chewier. Apologize for the kid noises going on. But I'll show you guys what it looks like right now because it's just about done. Okay, so this is what it looks like right now. I didn't mix the beans up with the carrots just because I didn't want the stuffing to break up in the process, but you can see it's gotten like so nice and golden brown around the edges, and the top is getting nice and crispy, like especially in this area. And the chicken's underneath there, so it's probably nice and moist and delicious. And I'm sure you guys can hear my kids whining, so I better serve this pretty soon before they get even crankier. I'll show you guys what it looks like on the plate. So this is what my plate looks like, nothing too special. The chicken is kind of mixed in with the stuffing, which I like, and then the veggies here. And I did kind of taste everything. I just took a couple quick bites of the veggies and the chicken just to make sure it tasted okay, and it tastes really good. The seasoning is really good. It's on point. The chicken is falling apart. It's so just tender and delicious. And the carrots are cooked perfect. It's really hard to get carrots cooked properly if you're roasting them in the oven or even in the slow cooker. Sometimes they can be too tough, but these are cooked perfectly. They're not too mushy. They're not too hard. So they're the perfect texture. So I think this one is a winner. It came out really, really good. Alright guys, that completes today's video. Please let me know in the comments what some of your favorite slow cooker recipes are. I would love to know, and please also make sure you're subscribed to my channel. I will be uploading a bonus video this week because I did not upload last week. I had family in town and things were just crazy, and I just missed my upload window for last week. So because of that, I will be uploading a bonus video this week. It's going to be all about my back to school shopping experience with Wyatt and his all the stuff I got for him for when he starts preschool in a couple of weeks. So make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already so that you don't miss when I upload that next video coming later this week. And I just want to thank you guys so much again for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!